Sergey?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie class. Today we will speak about long movie, King Kong. It, it was about 3 hours or more. Yeah? I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised. Very long. So who managed to watch it?
I did.
Well, nice.
Me
I
too.
haven't, I haven't, just got bored and I wasn't scared. It was fun. I did the housework and I watched it.
Okay. Giraffe, what about you?
I watched the movie for the third time, but not now. A few months ago.
Yeah.
Third time. You like that battle between King Kong and the dinosaur.
Yeah.
That was probably an hour of the movie right there.
We didn't need an extended version because the movie was the extended version.
Oh.
Yeah, so extended version would be like 6 hours. Yep. And I
you
don't
know-
know what will be plot in this.
You know, the director of this movie is Peter Jackson, the one that did Lord of the Rings. You know, the Lord of the Rings are pretty long, and even you have extended versions. So
Wow.
Okay, nice. So I like that you finished it. Wasans, please comment.
Yes, I remember about the Lord of the Rings because my senior was watching the first part of the movie at the early morning, and I went to the college and returned, and he was still watching the series in the evening. So it was a long series. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, strange. I don't know why the director needs that, the movie so long. So let's discuss it. Let's start from the story. I think that a lot of happened during these 3 hours. So let's start from the beginning. Jürgen, can you please?
Yeah. It starts in New York in 1933 during the Great Depression. And Darrow is unemployed in New York City. Yeah. And the filmmaker about to going to Singapore with a ship, and he missed an actress, leading lady, but then he found Anne. So yeah, that's the beginning, at least.
Yeah, so it started in America, right? And we get know our protagonists, this lady from circus or theater, the actress, and this movie maker, director. Yep, director is in the argument with the studio. I got it like studio sponsor him with money, but they did not get what they expected. Yep, so there is an argument between them, and lady just lost her work and needs something to eat, something. And as I understand, there is some kind of click between them. So he thinks that she will be good for his movie or something, because they started to discuss it and so on. What kind of adjective can we use for this lady? So I was thinking about this. So her view is very pity. Like you want to give her some food, to hug her when you see her. What kind of adjective we can use for this?
She's naive.
Naive?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty naive, yep, innocent, yeah. And you just want to be a sponsor immediately.
But when she wants, I heard the echo now,
Me too.
Okay, but it's not from me. Sergey, maybe you?
Repeat, please. I didn't hear you.
Okay. Probably we got an echo maybe from you. So just be muted when you don't speak. Okay.
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 So she accepted the job because she didn't have a lot of alternatives. But she's brave. You know, she hesitated to get on the ship because she didn't know what was going to happen. So I can say she's brave.
And I cannot say that I understood this scene between her and this actor or someone. So at the beginning, she came to the what was the name, hall in this ship and started to, I don't know what, to speak with some guy, with assistant. What it was about?
If I'm not wrong, she started talking with the writer, the scenario writer.
Yeah, but she missed the person, right? So it was like a miscommunication.
Mistake. I mean, it's the verb. I think she mistook him with somebody else.
Mistake or method? No.
No, could be
mistaken identity.
Yeah, mistaken.
She thought he was someone else.
Right. And then she met the real person she was thinking about, and the story starts.
Yeah, please continue. What's the story?
I mean, I think she was impressed by him a lot because she read his books and she loves his books a lot. And I don't want to talk a lot, but I just want to summarize. And then lots of things happened in the ship because suddenly some news arrived that Carl, the film producer, had to be arrested. So the ship had to return back. But something happened. I didn't understand what. They couldn't control the ship. So they came to the island, which is called the Skull. This is the place where Carl wanted to go to shoot his film.
Yeah, and it's a pretty creepy, scary place, right?
Yeah.
All this, I don't know how, what's the name of it?
Walls.
Rocks, yep, steep.
Walls.
Yeah, very creepy.
Yes. And then the adventure started. And they heard some noises, and they heard Kong was screaming, but they didn't know what they were going to meet. You know, they weren't sure. But before that, the strange people, the tribe, right?
Yeah. Let's stay a bit on this. Let's ask someone. Sergey, could you please tell us the story about this? You know, primal tribe. How we call it? Can I say primal?
Primals, okay. Aborigines.
Yep. Sergey, what was the story between them?
It's difficult for me because in the beginning of movie I didn't understand the logic of action of scenarios of Carl Denham and the other people. They have a crush of ship in this Skull Island, and after that they went to the Pride, and they meet strangely small girl with strange eyes and the stranger skin, and the Carl tried to got a chocolate. After that, they a lot of tribe memberships became suddenly, and they start to kill other people, membership of sheep, and they killed one person. After that they start to kill other person, and suddenly the captain of ship shoot with gun other people, and they rescued the team. After that, they returned to the ships, and they remove a lot of things from the ships for
To make it lighter, yep. To
Yep,
reduce weight.
yep. Yep. And the one Aborigines stole the N to the Skull Island, and the Driscoll have known this, and he asked the team of sheep, please, we have to rescue her.
Yeah.
And
So let's find some better English there. So I think we can say that they kidnapped the
Yeah.
N. Yep.
yeah,
Kidnapped it, and this captain arrived for surveil or for safe. Yep. So the captain initially was on the ship with the crew. Yep. And when he heard something, or maybe just understands that something goes wrong, he arrived and saved the day. Yep. Something like
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Okay. What else can we improve, Teacher Lee, in the story?
Well, I didn't see the new movie other than I watched the long battle, and then I just happened to see that one time. You said that the ship lost control and landed on this island, which is where the producer wanted to go anyway. Did he sabotage the ship to make it go there?
I would say it's not really clear from the movie. Yep, it's just just a mysterious circumstances, fog, something happening, and boom, they are put in the island.
Okay, just fate wanted them to meet King Kong. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
One question for Teacher Lee. How do you call in English those rocks in the shore? Cliffs? Do you call them cliffs?
Are they like tall, like mountainsides almost, or cliffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those cliffs are exactly like skulls from some animals or something scary. The atmosphere in general. It's wow. It's
Okay.
Scared.
Okay. Lots of skulls usually means cannibals, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
What is strange about this tribe? How they make living? What do you think?
I don't know. They have a nice wall. Big wall.
I think they sacrifice somebody, maybe a lady, maybe somebody else, to King Kong
Yes.
in order to make
Yep. You're right.
him calm, because they're really afraid of him.
Yeah. Speaking of this tribe, it's there are many strange things. One of them, why they need to kidnap Anne, but not like anyone else. Just her. And then they started some. What's the word for that? Some magic ritual or something. Can I say so? Ritual. Yeah. They use some fire, something else. They have some weird machine to put her out of over the wall, over the cliff. Gerard, what's the name for this cliff? Between two. So it's like it's like a river without water between two cliffs.
Mhm.
Canyon, probably.
Yeah, I'd say a gorge
Gorge, okay.
or valley.
So they have a special device like a valley or canyon or something to put this girl over this, this place to King Kong. So they are protected by the wall, by this, dry river, by this canal, and King Kong on the other side can get this. How we can call her? Victim? Sacrifice?
Sacrifice, yeah.
Sacrifice, yeah. It's like in Bible we have a God. Yep,
Sacrificial lamb.
Okay.
Usually it's a lamb.
Okay. So it's like a her mission, right? They put her to King Kong, and King Kong probably let them go for a bit. Yep. Vasans, can you continue?
Yes. Once they gave her to the King Kong. King Kong grabbed her and took her away to his home and was playing with her. What happened?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's stay a bit on this one. So what we expect from King Kong, that he will just eat her immediately, right? But it doesn't happen. Instead of that, he used her like a toy, you know, like he put her on a stand and rah, 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 like entertain me. Am I correct, Vasants?
Yes, I think that duration between one sacrifice to other sacrifice does matter here. I think maybe they does this sacrifice once in a while, so he gets such sacrifice a long time. So he wants to play that. He wants to savor that for a while.
Yeah. So you're saying that
So
he's not hungry, right? He just bored.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but she's a trained actress, right, Leila? She can work as a clown, and she started to entertain King Kong. But in a bit of time, she learned that his humor like very primitive, right? He he only enjoyed when she fell down. Only this, not nothing more, you know. No dances, no nothing. Just fell down, and she like he. How we call it, makes her to fall down like this. Yep, it's strange, I would say, scene. And then she refused to continue. She said no anymore. And he, what's the name for it, blow his top. Yep, he blows his top. He started to react strongly to destroy everything, and then a big stone, like a rock, yeah, big one, boulder,
Boulder.
strike him into head, and it's okay now. They are best friends. Very strange scene. Very, I would say, unnatural.
But everything is unnatural in this movie.
Gerard, please, can you continue?
Yes, so Anne escapes to the jungle, but actually the jungle is very dangerous. It's full of dinosaurs and big insects, and I think she's about to be eaten by a dinosaur. I don't know whether it was a T-Rex.
T-Rex, yeah. There was T-Rex, like a predator. Yep, and there was a like cows, you know, big dinosaurs like Diplodocus or something. Is it a name for them? So like, so how predator? It's an animal who hunt. What is the opposite? What is the opposite to predator?
A predator and prey.
Prey. Okay. So how we call this? You know, lamb, cows, these animals. Who just
they're prey.
Prey. Okay.
Food. They're just food for the predators.
Yeah. Gerard, sorry for interruption.
I think there is a name for animals who eat only plants. Herbivore or something like this.
Yep. Herbivorous.
Herbivorous and carnivorous. So the predators are carnivorous.
Yeah, so we need an expert in dinosaurs, you know. So but I think there are like 3 types, maybe, or something like this. Not too many, but there are a lot of insects, right? Some of them like scorpions, but big one like dinosaurs. Usually correct by me. What else? Gerard?
What do you mean? What else? What animals?
Yeah, I mean, let's continue the story. So they started...
The battle. I think one of the main shots of the movie is the battle between King Kong and 2 T-Rex, because he's grabbing with one of his hands and when only one hand and the other 2 feet have to fight against the 2 T-Rex. So it's a very difficult battle for King Kong.
Yeah, he looks very professional in this. Yep.
Takes
But-
half an hour. No?
Yeah, I understand your irony in this. Yeah, the fight scenes, the battles, they seems unfairly long. I would say they bring very less to the story, very few. Yep, how to say it? Very few to a story, but they are long forever. Yep, I would say. Okay, yeah, to show us special effects. And the director, the protagonist, trying to shoot all these scenes, not all this, but trying to shoot these dinosaurs and these insects just to impress viewers after. Yep. So, okay, let's somehow crew managed to survive from the jungle. And what else? And this, I forgot the name for scenarist guy. And he managed to survive to save this lady. Yep. So everyone. No, I'm simplified too much. Yep. So let's think about this story. So this story, let's call it a bait, right? A bait. The protagonist director made a plan. Let's what's the word for this? Let's hunt this capture. Let's capture King Kong and we'll put him in zoo on something. But how to capture him? They invented a plan to use lady and scenarist guy like a bait. Leila, can you tell us about this cruel plan?
I don't want it because I feel pity for King Kong.
So you're saying that King Kong's the only decent man in this movie, right?
Of course.
And I would agree. Yep.
I was so angry, through the end. I didn't watch the film very eagerly, to tell you the truth. It was like having fun, but I like the effects. The only thing I can say, King Kong thought that, maybe instantly, Anne belongs to him. When we talked, we said a toy, like a toy. He pushed her, and then he pushed her again, and he make her, just lie down. So King Kong wanted her to belong to him. That's the point for me. I mean, a monster, a giant ape, but he has feelings.
Yeah. And we learned that from the very beginning. Yep. When he saw our lady, he had some feelings already. Yep. And they managed to capture him using lady like a bait. And then let's skip some details, some battles. Then they put him back into America. Yep. Into like.
Even I missed that part. How did they make King Kong just get on the ship? I didn't watch that part.
They had some like medicine, some I don't know
how.
Chloroform. Yeah,
Okay.
they had some chloroform. They used lady to bait him close to the ship, and then what's the name? Drug him, teacherly.
Drugged him, yep.
Drugged him, yep. So he just lost conscience, and they like taped him, roped. How to say it?
Just say tied him up, yeah.
Tied him up, and somehow, I don't know, on this small ship, they managed to deliver him, to bring him to America. It's not clear from the movie. Okay, but okay. Yes, please.
Yeah, I was thinking a small ship and a huge giant ape. I didn't understand that part.
Yeah. But let's.
In the original movie, the ship had a huge cargo area. It was a giant room. I think the reason remember maybe they unloaded the cargo room to make room for him. I'm not sure, but they probably had a large room that was like a cage, and they put him in there and he would bang on the walls and make noise, but he couldn't get out.
Yes, teacher Lee, 2 points. Yep. First of all, they really had a big cage. Why? Because this crew with the captain, they were like hunters for animals for zoo. So they had some equipments.
Okay.
That cages, chloroform, ropes, so they were prepared. It's
okay.
It's the first one. Another one that they did not have plan to capture him when they put cargo away, because it was for how we call this tide, evening tide and morning tide. Yep.
Okay. To leave, they had to go up. Okay.
Yep. So they like to struggle with the water. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, Gerard, please.
I'm wondering how long would it take at this time going through from the Pacific Ocean to New York? I think it's a very, very long trip, because I don't know the way. Which way? Maybe South Africa, you know? Which way would they take, Teacher Lee? What do you think?
Where was the island?
In the Pacific, I think. Pacific Ocean. To New York.
They'd have to go through the Panama Canal.
Maybe, okay. Was it built at this time?
I don't know. Yeah, that would be a long trip.
Gerard, I see that you are not so much impressed about this King Kong thing and dinosaur, but impressed about this way.
Yes, and the chloroform. How much chloroform would they need to keep King Kong passed out for at least 2 or 3 weeks at least, you know?
Yeah, but they tied him up, closely, hardly. Yeah.
In the original movie, he was awake inside the hold. And the whole trip, he was banging on the wall and making noise and scaring everyone. They were afraid he was going to knock a hole in the side of the ship. And the girl had to go to the top and look down and talk to him to calm him down.
Okay, we are close to this point. We are close. So, King Kong in the theater in America. Yep. Jürgen, would you like to continue from this point?
From what point?
The show in America with King Kong,
Okay. We can see this Driscoll, Jack Driscoll. I think he goes from one theater to the theater with King Kong. And when King, in the beginning, you can see King Kong, and then lady is bound like King Kong in her arms, and when King Kong sees the girl and find it not is Anne, he gets very disappointed.
Yeah, it's a fake Anne. Yeah, and he had a hope for a moment. We can see that. Wow! Is it my Anne? No. And Beast, release the Kraken after. Sergey, please, can you continue?
King Kong the broke the chain of metal, and through this metal, and went to the place for
Isles
for people.
Yeah. So where the place in theater where people sit. So it's aisles, Teacher Lee, how we call it?
In the aisles or the stadium seats. Yeah, the aisles is the space.
Yes, and from the seats, and a very interesting moment with the space effects, and the destroy the seats, and destroy some people. He kill some people. Some people put this the wheels, and he saw the Driscoll, and oh, it's a Driscoll, I kill you. And he went to the Driscoll, but Drisca was very fast, and he ran inside this tunnel, and the King Kong that destroys the tunnel, and after that we see very interesting moment for my children, because my small boy told me, oh, it's very interesting when he destroys the bus and destroys the car and the other things. They watched this moment very
Patiently, yep.
passionately. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because
so what we know about the King Kong? Yep, he's a machine of destruction. Yep, he can destruct anything. Yep, dinosaurs, stones, everything. But now it's a new place for him. It's a town, human town, and we can see a lot of damage what he can produce. Yep.
yes,
So,
and I not noticed the one moment in the King Kong, the not proportional for me, because he has very long hand and very short legs, and he destroyed with a long hand and the buildings, the cars, and the people, and he ran very fast using this hand.
yeah, yeah. So he not just like running like a human. Yep. He like he used four like props. Literally,
Yeah.
how we call it.
Usually we say they run on all four legs.
But yes, he's
Yeah.
not. This King Kong, he's not very natural, I would say. Sometimes he's incredibly fast. Yep. Sometimes he cannot get a human. Why? I don't know. Sometimes he can reach, the top of skyscraper in 1 second, and then something wrong. Then he can't grab a car. So it's all about story, It's why.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Vasans, the last one. What love is winning? Yep.
Yes. At last, King Kong managed to find Anne, and he again grabbed her and had some romantic ballet moments on the ice. And while they were doing such activity, the army troop came and they started firing on him, and eventually they had a lengthy battle, and Anne and King Kong climbed on an obelisk or a tower at the top of the tower, and that's where they killed King Kong. And a sad ending.
Yeah, but it's not tower; it's a skyscraper. Yep, so like a building. Yep. Yeah, so there is a lot of humans hunting for King Kong's army, police, everything, and just realize that something goes wrong, and then she sees this handouts or something like a paper with a name King Kong. She understands. Oh, okay, it's my King Kong. She goes there and. And we forgot to mention this moment when they both were in jungle. They had a moment like beauty moment. They both sitting at the sunset and saying, "Wow, what a beautiful thing!" And it's repeated in the town on the top of the skyscraper. They sat here and say, "Wow, what the beautiful scenery!" Yep. And then King Kong fall down. There is some military airplanes. Wow, everything. Yep. And the last scene, King Kong is lying on the concrete, on the asphalt, and once I don't know, one man saying, "It's not bullet killed him. No, it's beauty killed him." Yeah, I like this moment in the movie. So. Let's speak about the moral of the story. What can we learn from this? Gerard, what can we learn from this?
The moral of the story?
Yes, please.
I don't know. I think it's unnatural that a beast, an animal, loves a human, because they are two different species. So it's hard to believe. So a gorilla wouldn't find a woman beautiful besides the sight.
Yes, but we cannot say that gorilla thinks that the lady is beautiful. I think that gorilla and lady just share, the common sense of beauty, of this scenery, of this sunset, something like this. It's my impression. Teacher Lee?
Said, people have pets. We like pet dogs. My basset hounds, to me, they're beautiful. I mean, I can just sit there and look at them, and it's just so peaceful and calm. I think they're so cute. I mean, it's possible that he could view her as a pet or a cute thing. So it's possible, but I agree it's kind of unlikely because of the difference in size. It would be like me having a little mouse for a pet, but some people have mice for pets in America. So
yeah, but not opposite. Can a snake to fall in love with a woman?
Dogs love people.
yeah, but dogs, I think, trained for that and selected for that, for years and years of generations.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, Gerard, I think you got the nut, the gist of the story. Yeah, because it's exactly the question what my boy asked me. He asked me, wait a minute, how gorilla can fall in love with a woman? Why? Well, I don't know. Please explain me.
Hollywood.
Okay, but besides this story, maybe we can learn something else. Jürgen, what you think about the moral, about the useful ideas from the movie?
Can't come to think of any right now.
Okay, Leila, maybe you?
Oh, I think there are no morals. The only thing is that it's a kind of entertaining movie to impress us by using different effects and people. So the thing is that I got angry at the end because people are making fun of his dead body. I can't do that. Even a snake, I can't do that. That's the only part I felt angry. But I felt, entertained because I didn't think of anything. No morals for me.
Well, speaking about this, these people who taking fun for around his body, don't be so strict. This gorilla just almost destroyed the town, and
But animals don't touch people unless they are hungry or they are just driven to do something. So the only thing is that, okay, maybe he is not that good, but I mean, I'm angry.
Okay, I understand your feeling, but let me not to be agree,
That's a good message for people, even for children. As a teacher, I thought like that.
So what is the message? Never kill the animal. Yep.
No, even if you kill, but don't make fun of it or don't feel proud of something like that.
Exactly. It's like in jungle, yep. Like Kipling taught us, we never kill for fun. Make respect, yep.
Yeah.
we kill for food and never for sport. Exact quote. Gerard, please.
We could have an ecological approach. So keep the animals, like those natives in their environment. Don't take out of the environment. Otherwise, you can provoke bad things, like in this case.
Yep. If you bring alligator to your house, you probably will be in trouble eventually.
Yes. In Australia they brought rabbits to Australia. Now they are a plague.
Yep.
In Australia.
Yep. Vasans, can you think about something useful?
Yes. Nowadays, I read in newspapers that animals from the jungle are coming into the country, into the cities, because we are somehow occupying their home. So what I interpret from this movie is do not interfere with the jungle life. Let animals live in their home and we live in our home. Do not interfere with them, and the result will be a catastrophic.
Mm-hmm. As always, I have a small Russian story for you, we have these Russian bears, animals. They usually sleep during the winter. So, how we call this animals who sleep in the winter, usually?
So they hibernate.
Hibernate, yep. So they just, like in the movie Passengers, they don't feel, they don't eat, they just sleep, yep. But sometimes when winter is too cold or they don't have enough calories to be in hibernate, they wake up. And when they do that, they always go to the villages, to the towns, and try to find like easy food. Easy food for them, it's dogs or humans or something, that that is there. Yeah, and so sometimes. Because of that, there is a rule. If you see a bear during the winter, you have to kill him. Just now, before he will kill anyone else, because it will happen. It will happen eventually. So if you see that, sometimes, people not prepared to that. So it looks, I would say, terrible.
No. I can agree, because unless you kill him, he will kill you. I can understand that.
Just don't make fun of this. Yep.
Of course.
Okay, I got your point. Okay, Sergey, please teach us something about the movie.
We see the similar situation from the Avatar movie when you suffer the beast, and in my opinion, the King Kong is the beast, but we haven't to think about reasons why King Kong went to New York. In New York, in the beast, he kills some people. He destroys some buildings. He destroys some cars, and it's not a good place for King Kong and these people. They can't live together because it's not good. But my daughter cried the end of movie when the fly killed the King Kong. Oh my God, this King Kong was killed. But it's a good decision for kill King Kong because he killed other people. But we see the stupid women when he went to the building. What's wrong with you? I didn't understand this people. This lady is a stupid lady, in my opinion. And when they return from the island, she went to the strangely cabaret show. She didn't go to the theater with the new director Carl, but she had the good offer from the Carl. I don't understand this. It's
But
strange for me.
yeah, you are too pragmatic. You are too cold-hearted, to understand this. Yeah.
Too Russian.
It's all about feelings, and this guy, he hurt her feelings, how she can work for him anymore. No?
Yes, I understand this movie for my 9-year-old daughter. It's all.
Okay.
It's not for us.
Yeah, we found.
But because I started to think, what's the maps with the school island? What's the bullshit? Why the captain changed the course from this South Africa? I don't know to the skull.
Yep.
My mind was blown.
Movie is not too logical. We have to accept that. Yep. Sometimes moves are strange. All these things with camera. Dinosaur actually kills you. Please step over there. Yep. Forget about the camera for a moment. Vasant, please.
Yes, I can understand the girl's behavior because she has no one to rely on, and she is alone and she was desperate. So that's why earlier in the movie she risked her life by agreeing to go into an unknown island. And now later in the movie she climbed on the top of the building. So because she doesn't have anybody.
Yep. And this lady she's very brave. She's like much brave than I would be ever, you know. Because when King Kong grabbed her and played with her, I would scream like a piglet, you know, all the time. But for her, it was just nothing. Okay, let's play. You want play? Okay, let's play. I can do this. I can do this. What do you like? Leila, please.
I laughed a lot when she danced for him. It was so funny.
Yes, it's funny. Yeah, sometimes people of culture, as we call them in Russia, they think that everyone understands they like culture code. You know, if you dance a perfect cabaret to a gorilla, he will be impressed. It doesn't happen. Yep. Sometimes I'm not impressed in the theater. Not only gorillas. Okay. Anything else? What we can add about the story? New ideas?
I'll mention.
Teacher Lee, please.
Okay. I'll mention a couple things. One message is the universal principle of greed. The director, he's the greed element. He just wants to use people, use things to make money for himself. Maybe there's a little bit of fame. He's seeking fame, but money and greed, fame and greed is one of the motivators of mankind. The other one is Beauty and the Beast. You know, there's a movie about that. This is a common theme in American culture. Something very beautiful and something very ugly, and yet they can get along well together. So the beauty doesn't see the guy as ugly, but the ugly sees her as beautiful. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But our common theme is that when the ugly gets violent and angry, beauty always calms down the beast. So we have a saying that beauty calms the savage beast. So that's what we see in this movie. Kong gets angry and upset, but when he's got the real Anne, he suddenly quiets down and gets calm and he's happy, you know. So that's one of the common themes that runs through the movie.
Yeah, but I think it's in international. We have a lot of fairy tales about this as well. Leila, please, Leila. You have a...
I said what I wanted to say. Sergey.
Okay. Sergey, please.
Yeah. I remember some point from my childhood when I was 11 years old. Me and my parents went to the cinema for this King Kong from 1975, and I was very impressed this movie, and it's very interesting. And I supper the King Kong, but now not.
Okay, so you are changed. You are seasoned.
Yep.
You are now more smart, more pragmatic. You see ways, things different. Yep. So you without just hug King Kong, you say kill him. Yep. Okay. More mature.
And I noticed some moment in the theater when Carl showed this King Kong for audience, and he told about the chain. This chain was made of the metal with chrome, and I remember the Carnegie Steel metal industry, and I saw that in 30-е года.
At the time, in certain
during the the American people thought about metal as a fantastic material. They trust to metal, but it's King Kong suddenly broke this change, and they surprised them.
Not suddenly, yep. They tried to fake his end. What did you expect? You know. Okay. Anything else, or we can go to slides?
Slides.
Okay, let's start. Screen sharing. Okay. Gerard, can we start with you?
Okay. This is New York. the Big Depression times. All men wear a hat or a cap. And women also. It looks like also women, all of them are covered. We can see those vintage cars and a lot of them. I don't know whether the traffic was so crowded at this time or whether that's real.
Yeah, so it looks like a chaos. Yep.
Too many cars, I think. I don't think at this time many people own as many cars as I can see here in this picture.
But yellow probably a taxi. Yep.
Maybe, yes. And tramway rails.
trolley cars.
Trolley cars.
Mm-hmm. Sergey, you have a question, please? Or something?
Yes, I have a question. We saw this railway for trams, but we can see the trolley and the wires for trams. It's strange.
Okay, so you're asking where is the energy for these trolleys? Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Teacher Lee, do you have these wires on the top of these trolleys?
Normally, yes. Now, in the old days, we did not have that. So the trolley cars were probably gasoline,
Mhm.
but they ran on rails. You couldn't steer them really.
Yeah.
So
So
it seems like they had gasoline trolley cars back then.
yeah. So Sergey, just a car, but they move by rails. They move. They like. I don't know the reason. What's the reason for that? Just to simplify what?
Just the trolley cars usually go a fixed route back and forth, kind of like a bus. We
Mhm.
didn't have buses back then. We had trolley cars before buses.
Okay.
So they went from one point to another point. They didn't drive around like a car, so they just went back and forth. So to make it easy, I guess they used rails.
Mm-hmm. So speaking about this dressing of people, why they dressed like it's so cold, or it's just a fashion at that time?
It must be winter time.
Okay.
Mm.
No way we'd wear trench coats in the wintertime.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, in the summertime.
in general, this picture doesn't suit my stereotype about America, old America. When I think about America, I imagine, colorful streets, a lot of advertisement, lights and all those things. But this photo is very gray, I would say.
Because it's the Great Depression.
Yeah,
So,
bad time that
that
was.
time.
Okay.
What about Teacher Lee? What about pedestrian crossings? So people here cross the street for everything, everywhere.
Yeah, I think back then we didn't have crosswalks. It looks like, I don't know.
Do you have this name zebra for crosswalks? No.
We don't normally call it that. We just call it a crosswalk. But if you say zebra markings, people will probably understand.
Okay, and look at the car on the bottom right. The wheel in the wrong side. Yep,
Yeah,
on the right.
that's strange. Yeah.
Yeah, probably it was a problem to find so many old cars in 2005. Yep, when the
Could
movie
be. Yeah.
was. Okay, more questions, guys, or we go to next one?
Next slide.
Okay, next one. Jorgen, please, what is happening?
This is when the filmmaker persuade Anne to take the job.
Yeah, they're in the cafe. They discussing something about his movie, about her life. I don't know what else. And actually, they got known each other because she tried to steal an apple. Yep, and he paid for that.
Yeah.
What is interesting on this picture? I like this coat rack, fancy design, I would say, and I like this hat. I don't know, is it not hat? Just a rag maybe, or on the waitress. On the head.
Yeah.
How would you call this? A rag?
I'm not sure. I mean, it just keeps her hair from hanging in people's food, so it keeps the hair back.
Mhm.
A headband, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Do we have questions? Sergey? No?
Yes, and I noticed the very stylish hat of the N and the
Yeah.
stylish from Sotin as a
Like a helmet.
yep yep.
Yeah, very fancy. Yep, very fancy.
And if you look at the coat rack, the bottom part is for hanging coats, and the top part is for hanging hats.
Mhm.
So it's a hat rack and a coat rack both.
Yeah, but what we can see is that only men sit without hat. Yep. So it's like in Russia we have the same. So we have, if you are male, you go without without your hat. For females, it's no rules. You can. Okay. Next one. Do you remember the scene, Leila?
Oh yeah, he was trying to persuade the scenario writer to finish the scenario.
Yeah, so we missed this moment when we discussed it, but the story is that a writer finished only 15 pages of the scenario at the moment where they need to.
Yeah, the first.
Yeah, so only the first part, and the director he tries to convince writer to go with them, but writer like refused. No, I will stay. So he started to write fake checks, fake checks just to keep him there, because the ship is already like going. What's the word for it? Landing? Not landing. What we call the process when ship is like starting the trip?
The ship was about to sail off.
Sail off.
About to sail.
Sail, yeah. So director can see that ship is about to sail and start to prolong the process of the checking. Yep. So actually, this writer was kidnapped, I would say.
Oh, they're on the ship. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay. Cage. Okay. Sergey, please describe this.
Yeah, it's a Driscoll with a funny moment, the typical moment for this movie, unlogical for me. And the ship doesn't have the rooms for team, and the captain have to put this Driscoll inside the
Cage.
cage.
Okay.
And we saw the wires, some chain for animals, animals cage for birds, maybe for animal cages for small animals, maybe for monkeys and I don't know, rabbits. And we saw the machine for text.
Yeah, how we call it? Typewriter or something.
Old typewriter.
Yeah.
Typewriter.
Ding. Ding. A real carriage return.
Yeah. Clack, 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 clack.
And so we saw the, I don't know how English is. Driscoll has a special device for neck. I don't know.
Necktie. Yep.
Necktie. Why he has the necktie in the ship? I don't know. For stylish.
Because it's old times, you always should be dressed well. It's not like now you go with your T-shirt to a queen. No, it's not possible.
Yes, and we saw small grasses and without water.
Bottles, you mean? What?
No, сено вот это вот.
This grass, yes, like dried grass for animals to
Straw.
feed them. Straw. Yep, straw.
Straw or hay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. How we call these people who hunt without a license? Smugglers? No.
Poachers.
Oh, poachers. Yep. So the crew looks like poachers to me. Yep. They probably, I don't know, steal. Can we say steal to animal? I don't know. So
they illegally capture animals. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So nice working place for writer, I would say. Would I say my place is kind of like this. Yeah, less metal, a little bit, but still a cage, still typewriter. So more or less the same. Yep. Still
Yeah.
entourage, I would say.
Mhm.
Same. Okay. Questions? Anything interesting there? I can see a net. Yep, a net, and it will be
Yeah.
used for for King Kong. So why King Kong? What do you think about this name? King is obviously it's a royal person, but what is Kong?
Maybe the island Congo.
Okay.
I,
Sometimes
from-
in English,
King from Congo.
sometimes in English we'll pick words that sound almost the same and put them together,
Okay. Washi
Like-
yeah.
like bada bing, bada bomb, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
Okay.
We just make up words that sound nice to the ear. So I think they just decided he's a king of beasts, King Kong.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably a nonsense name.
Yeah, it's like ping pong, King Kong. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay, good. This lamp, this light behind the writer, it's probably the source of energy is kerosene. Yep, kerosene oil lamp. Yep.
Oil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Vasants, please.
Yes, here is where the crew, ship crew, went into the island and witnessed a lot of skulls, and finally they found this little girl from the tribe, and the filmmaker offered a chocolate here, and she cried or he screamed, and the rest of the tribes surrounded them and started attacking them.
Yeah, and this wooden devices, I don't know, props, how we call them. It's like a devices to build the world. I think like let me see.
Yeah, I don't know. Wooden sticks, wooden framework. I don't know.
A scaffold.
Yep, probably.
Scaffold if it's for climbing. Yep.
Okay, I pressed something wrong. Okay, yeah. So what we know about this tribe? They build a wall against dinosaurs and King Kong. Yep, and they look strange, I would say.
Build the wall.
not too much there. Okay, nice one.
That's the device you like.
Yeah, engineering device. Yeah, but like Vasants, please.
Yes, I was thinking about the decorations on the tribe's face. They had some weird piercing on their faces. So, and then I understood later that like human, we usually do pierce on our nose and ears and somewhere.
Yeah.
So it is understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Gerard, please tell us what is this.
This is a device where the protagonist Anne was tied in, and this device is a sort of drawbridge because it's like it moves and it falls down like a drawbridge. It's almost the same.
Yep, drawbridge.
So the natives want to offer Anne as a sacrifice, so King Kong will be happy playing with the woman and maybe possibly killing her.
Yeah. So my question to you guys will be, can you see her hands? She's tied nicely, yep. But King Kong just bring her in one movement. So I would say she could bring her without arms, probably. Vasant, please.
Yes, Ticheli, I have a question. What do you call a device which is used in ancient times with hands and with a stone? They pull like this like a bow and arrow.
Slingshot, I think.
Okay.
Am I correct, teacher?
Well, a slingshot, cloth and a rock where you go like this. That's a sling. Now a slingshot is like a Y.
Yeah.
And you shoot this way.
Yes.
So, Wasan, so you're saying that they don't need a drawbridge. They can use slingshot to send ant to King Kong?
No, this kind of device reminded me that they tied that top of the wooden.
Yep.
Yes. Then when they release it, it goes like this.
Oh, catapult. Okay.
Okay.
That's a catapult. Okay, for flinging rocks.
Yeah, and this two props, two wooden sticks, they look for me like strange. They made from small details and ropes and looks, I would say, Asian to me. Something like Cambodia or something. Okay, not much there. Okay, dinosaurs. Let's see this one. Yeah, Jürgen, please.
Yeah, it's here when Anne is entertained the ape, I think.
Yeah, trying to teach him some dancing. Yep.
And gymnastics.
Yeah. Can you see some, some kind of behind the gorilla? It's kind of a castle. Don't you think so? We can see like a architecture, like a door.
Either
like
a cave or an old temple. Yeah, because there's steps. Yeah.
Looks like a temple to me. I can actually see like a. I think that N now in amphitheater. It's obviously a stand, and there is some ladders and some seats. So it looks like a old civilization, like we're here. Yep. And then King Kong came. Okay, so these roots, of the trees, they like spreading over the temple, everywhere. So it was a long time ago, this temple.
Yeah, we'd probably call those vines.
Vines, okay.
Vines.
And small, how we call this, water dropping fountain.
Waterfall.
Waterfall, yep.
Small waterfall, yeah.
A question that came out to my mind is, who were King Kong parents? And why is he alone in the island?
Maybe there was a tribe of King Kongs, but this T-Rex, they are cruel, they can eat everyone. That's why this King Kong is so bored, That's why he needs Anne to dance to him, probably.
Yeah, he would need a female King Kong.
Yeah. He dreams, but what to do? Okay, let's see. Let's choose a interesting one. Okay, what do you think about this one?
It is the theater with two chairs.
Ladders, you mean? The small temple.
With two ladders with actors as aborigines, with the audience, with a small orchestra, and very long arms of King Kong, and very delicious. I don't know. It's a girl with this wires, and now King Kong will see that it's not N, and we saw small devices at the right side and the left side. I don't know what is it. This is a tube.
Drums. You know, bum barabam barabam barabam.
Ah, drums. Okay. All right.
And in front of behind the King Kong, we saw two masks from this Skull Islands, and
Yep.
the two chains from the King Kong. It's a not mask. It's a special device for King Kong for these arms.
Yeah. So this like yeah.
Adjusting adjusting the chain.
Yeah, they can move up his hands and move them down. So King Kong is refusing to cooperate. Yep, he just sitting there like I'm not moving a hand, a finger for you. So they invented this machine to move a King Kong like a puppet. Yep.
But this machine looks like it's not a good machine because King Kong could destroy this machine very simply.
Well, King Kong can destroy everything. So, Ticheli, can you help us with these machines? How would you describe this?
It's almost like I guess a winch is the best way to say it. Like on a large ship, you have an anchor on a chain.
Yep.
And you can roll the chain up, or you can release it so that the anchor falls.
Mm-hmm.
So that device that rolls up the chain, we call that a winch.
Great.
So they have winches under the stage that can release the chain so he can move, and then they can roll the chain back up and pull his arms back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what about these masks, or not only masks, but anything that Aboriginal use, like to represent gods? How we call it? Items? No.
Idols.
Okay.
Yeah. Icons. Yeah. Usually idols.
Okay. So we can say that this masks kind of idols. Yep. Or something. Yeah, it's hard to describe. Yep.
Symbols of their gods. Yeah.
So we can understand why they need this King Kong. They impress a lot public audience, yes, and they it's not like they just show King Kong, that's all. No, it's just a screenplay. They show everything like a story. So there is a sacrifice, there is a primal tribe, everything. So the intention was good, like a modern circus, I would say. Yep. Okay. Any questions? Can you see something? Audience. Okay. Let's find something else. Okay, this one. Hans, please. What is about?
Yes, this is where King Kong and the lady met finally, and the Air Force firing at him, and she was trying to wave her hand not to shoot him, but they seemed like they understood, but after that they found a clear sight of King Kong, and they shot him from the back, from the behind. So here is where he collapsed and died.
Yep, exactly. So it's Ticheli, you think that it's a top of Empire State Building or not? Well,
this one, no, I don't know what this is. This is metal. This is strange.
But it's just just the very top of it. So in general, it was a better picture. Let's see if we have one.
In the first movie, the Empire State Building was the tallest building in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The first building, he climbed the Empire State Building. In the second movie, a remake, we had the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, which were destroyed in 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second movie, he climbed the Twin Towers. Now, in this movie, I don't know what he's climbing. I don't remember. I didn't see it, so I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I will
It is
put.
Empire State Building.
It is, yep.
It is
Okay.
Empire State Building. Yeah.
Still the Empire State Building? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen a top like that before. Maybe that's the antenna
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
at the top. Okay.
probably, yeah.
Ripped off the antenna.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a question about this one?
You can see a river in the background, probably the Hudson River in New York.
Hudson River, okay.
You may remember that one airplane took off from the airport and had a problem, and he had to land in the river.
Yeah.
Remember that? So he had to land in the Hudson River.
Yeah, famous story. And there was after it was a movie. Yep, with this
Yep.
actor. I see.
Called Sully, yeah. He was the captain, called Sully, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think it's all with our slides. It was funny, I would say. Yeah, the movie is. I'm glad that we don't have too much discussion about these dinosaurs. It's obviously, it's obviously like this part of the movie is for children. So Sergey, what do you think? What will be our next movie? Let you decide. I see that you are not impressed by this one.
But I think that it's not King Kong Alive.
Okay, so no more King Kongs. Okay, I got it. Okay, so bring your suggestion for. Oh yeah, Vasans, I'm sorry, we missed some questions. Let's see if we did not cover some of them. We have on our Padlet. Sorry again, I just forgot about this. So the first one is what is the relationship between Black Guy and Jimmy? So Black Guy is kind of I don't know what the word for this. Kind of a sergeant on the ship. Someone
Boatsman.
who, in Russian boatsman, but in English I don't know. It's a guy who manages the crew. Not a captain, but for like a sergeant. What do you think, actually? Okay, let me see.
I didn't see the movie, but if he's like the head crew guy, we might call him a foreman or team leader or security.
What about boatswain? Is it
boatswain usually takes care of the boats, the rescue boats.
Mate.
Sweet.
Jorgen?
But yeah, boatswain's mate, yeah.
Okay, mate, okay.
Maybe, yeah.
So the black guy is one of them, and the Jimmy is do we have word Yunga or something? It's a young one who is under the study.
Okay. An understudy, we usually call them a protege or an apprentice.
Okay, sea cadet. Is it a word? Sea cadet.
Oh, cadet. Okay, yeah, cadet. Yep, a cadet's a trainee.
Yeah. So black guy is. So we understand who was they, and I think that Jimmy just like not attracted, but what's the word for that? Feel like a warm feeling to his teacher. That's why he tried to protect him when dinosaurs attacked and all those things. Vasans, does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I noticed this relationship too. So we can see that black guy always is too strict to Jimmy. Yep, you will not get the rifle. No, you go there, you stay there. We go to danger zone, but you wait there. Yep, I think it's just a normal like a relationship between veteran and the young one.
Okay.
Okay. Another question: What kind of a filmmaker do you think Mr. Carl is? Sergey, what kind of filmmaker do you think? How can you characterize him?
I think this is strangely director because he has a problem with the investors in the beginning of the movie. He broke these relationships with investor, and he didn't have the old scenario for this movie. and maybe this is a good director, but he is not good manager. Maybe he have to producer, good producer for
Yes,
him.
I would agree with you. At least he's a patient about the camera, right? He's thinking only about the good movie, yep. And answering Teacher's League question, so documentaries, dramas, historical or circus entertainer, I would say he's like, about nature. We can learn that he produced movies about the nature before.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's like National Geographic, before it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's very, very patient about this, but obviously he's a very bad manager. Yep, he is under arrest almost, and police has a warrant for him. Can I say has? Or how?
A
Police-
warrant. Warrant. Uh-huh.
What we do with warrant? We issue it. Yep. Issue.
Yeah.
warrant.
Issue a warrant for his arrest. Yeah.
Okay. Police issued warrant for his arrest, so he's a bad manager always.
But
Always.
after King Kong in the New York, he will have a lot of problem with the police and with the justice because of the
Yeah, but
stupid
probably
decision.
I understand what you're talking about. So when King Kong started to ruin the town, I think at the very this moment, this Mr. Carr already in the ship going to the Singapore or something, because yeah, we saw that before. Yep. Okay, for another question. Forget about the King Kong. How did the tribal survive from other monstrous animals? Yeah, so, but answering this question, I understand that they're in danger because of T-Rexes, of these dinosaurs and all these things, but they have a wall, right? So wall is the answer. Another thing which is worries me, I think how they just make living, where they get food, because the land is small and it looks like all rock, nothing more. So yeah, all rock, and they are obviously mad, all of them, because of I don't know, because of dinosaurs or something. Jorgen, what do you think? How this tribal, how this tribe survive?
Maybe fishing.
Yep, possible. There is a sea around. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Teacher suggests to eat dead dinosaurs. Yeah, and it's very possible. Yeah, if you have only one T-Rex, it's enough. Pretty much.
Should last us a year.
Yeah, it's as big as a whale, probably. So
We need some volunteers to go outside the gate.
but they already have this device, this drawbridge, so they know
okay.
how to. You just put a random guy there, you close it and wait.
Then they shoot him with 100 arrows or spears.
Yeah,
Kill the beast.
actually, it's a fishing, but fishing for animals. Yep, you
Yeah,
fish.
yeah, yeah.
How we call it for bait?
Oh, a bait, yeah, a bait cage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is interesting about this tribe? I still don't understand why they kidnapped Anne, not anyone else, for a sacrifice, but just Anne. So what is special about this? Must it be a woman? What do you think, Sergey?
Because it's a beautiful.
It's a beauty. Okay.
Beautiful skilled because
Yeah.
they.
Yeah. Actually, why we need always sacrifice a virgin? Why?
It's religion. It's men. In the original movie, the girl was blonde
Mhm.
and white skin,
Mhm.
and so she was unusual, looked different than the natives. So I think their idea was that she would be a novel, a new kind of sacrifice that would really, really please the beast for a long time, maybe.
Okay, I understand.
Special sacrifice.
So we're not giving you as always a black child. Yep. We're
Right.
giving you
Right. Giving you caviar this time. Caviar.
nice idea. I think. Yeah, and actually, you see, it worked. it worked. So King Kong is over. Yep. So just because of this sacrifice. Yep. So the plan was brilliant. Okay, guys, thank you very much for this discussion. I enjoyed it a lot, and hope to see you next week. And please write your suggestions about this movie. And sorry for this mistake, for this little mistake with this one. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.